What's up, guys? This is Wenzes. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about the infj Martyr complex. This is something we read everywhere. It's something a lot of infjs take so much pride in, and it's part of so many infjs' identity. As in, I am being a martyr. I am being somebody who sacrifices for others, and I am strong enough to do that. Because I am this way, because I can take so much, I can really make the life better for others. That's something that we just take with us, so many of us, and we don't even understand how that really, what kind of effect that has on our life, how much we really sacrifice everything we can do for others. Because in the end, it comes back to this, it feels good to help others by understanding them, by understanding where they're coming from, being an empath, kind of going into their world and then sharing it with them, right? But the whole thing always has a limit if you really do it by sacrificing yourself. It always does. Yeah, you cannot get further than a specific point. I've said it before, and I'm gonna keep repeating this. You'll have the whole thing with the full cup metaphor, right? If you keep on giving from your cup of energy and you sacrifice more and more, in the end you will not be able to give anymore. And the less you have in your cup of energy, the less you can actually give others. So even if you try to do everything and you feel well, I'm giving all of myself and I'm completely merging myself with somebody else, they're not even gonna feel it because your energy is just so depleted. And the whole thing, of course, can be reversed by you realizing, well, first I have to take care of me. I have to keep my cup full, make it overflow, and I only give what is overflowing. A lot of us believe this is oh, I'm being selfish. How can I think so much about myself? And that's something so natural because it's so easy to feel what other people are feeling. So for other personalities, it might not be that big of a problem because naturally they have different tendencies. But for us, this is a natural tendency because it's so obvious if we don't really build on ourselves and keep growing, right? So the whole thing is you're meeting somebody and then you feel well, they don't feel good about themselves, for example. What are you gonna do? You kind of make yourself smaller. You do not care about your own preferences in order to give that person a feeling of significance, in order to make that other person feel well, you matter so much. But you do it in a way that shows you that there's dependency on it. It's it's a scarcity mindset, so to say, right? Because you kind of feel in order for that other person to feel good, I have to remove some of that happiness that I feel and give it to the other person. That's the scarcity mindset. But the abundance mindset, and this is what we're all working on here, is to realize, well, if I'm overflowing of joy and of happiness and taking care of myself, and I remove this entire complex out of my identity, and I make sure that I care about me first, that I'm actually helping the other person more and more. Because it's not a dependency first off, so that person kind of learns by watching you to take care of themselves instead of having the situation of, okay, that person needs me to feel good about themselves. Because what are you gonna do in that situation where you put yourself small and you don't care about your preferences and the other person's preferences you put first? What happens the moment you're gone? What's gonna happen? That person's still not gonna feel good about themselves because they don't have somebody that mirrors back to them, you're great, you're awesome. They have not changed their behavior. So you actually have been enabling them by being a martyr. I'm not saying that this is done out of bad intention. I've done this so long and I always felt I'm doing something out of love, out of wanting to help other people. But as I said, it always comes to an end. We realize that there is a dependency on it, that you kind of feel well, I'm doing this and I sort of expect something back. Not even if you say it, but you feel people should be thankful for you. So if that person doesn't appreciate what you're doing for them, you're gonna feel bad, right? You're gonna feel well, I'm giving so much and you just don't care. And that's when we come to door slam situations. That's when we come to depression, isolation, and just being hurt. But if you do something out of, well, I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this because this gives me joy. This makes me feel good. Even if that other person wasn't in the room, I would do this, right? That kind of energy. Then you're not doing it for the other person. And if that person is there or not, you're going to still keep doing that. So you're not going to care if that person is being thankful. You're not expecting something from them at all because you're doing it for you. And the best thing about it is, people learn by what you do, not by what you say. So for example, if you're making yourself small for another person and you're telling them sort of say, you're great, you're awesome, care about yourself, what you're actually showing them is that you don't care about yourself because you put their wishes and what they want first. So no matter what you tell them, they see you sacrificing yourself. So you're actually teaching them sacrifice yourself. But if you're like, well, I care about this is important to me, and you just live this, every person around you will see that and mirror that and will really see what you're showing, which is self-love, self-care. And so you're not even enabling people to first off stay in a dependency state, but you're actually helping them to say even if we're not together anymore, even if we were not friends, even if somebody of us moved away or we wouldn't have any contact, I'm showing you the way you can make yourself happy by me focusing on making myself happy first. So that's a concept that has been so important to me and that has changed my life so much. And, I'm still working on it. But I've told this story before that, music. You have friends over and you tune on music that you think your friends are gonna care about, that they're gonna feel comfortable with. So even if you're driving in the car and somebody gets in, my first thought was always, okay, what is that person going to like? And then I sacrifice what I would like to have in order to make sure that other person is having a great time. I wasn't even thinking about what I like. So of course you might think, well, that's just being a good host or that's just being kind. Why is that a problem? And in the end, we're talking about music. Why is that even an example here? We're talking about such big things. But that little thing is a representation of everything you do in life. So what kind of decisions you make when it comes to your living situation, your friendships, your relationships, your entire relationship with the abundance in your life. So I was really happy when it was, I think, last year in September or something, I had friends over that I hadn't seen forever. And I remember always caring about what kind of music they like and adapting my music. Not only adapting, because adapting would be still compromising and taking into consideration what I like. No, I thought, what do they like? And I did that. But I was so focused on, focusing on me and what is most important to me and what do I like best and how do I give energy to me and kind of gift everything I can to me so I can give more of myself. That the entire weekend went by, they stayed, two girlfriends, they stayed here over the weekend. And the entire weekend I was playing the music I like and I didn't even realize it. I only realized it when my friend told me, listen, that music made me, that was crazy. I had not a good time. I was, it made me nervous. It made me feel anxious. It's just not my kind of music. And you know what I did? I wasn't thinking of, oh no, how horrible. I wasn't taking into consideration what you thought. I actually thought, unbelievable that I'm able, and so this has been such an automated process for me that I was caring about, oh, I feel good. What kind of music can I listen to now that makes me feel even better? And I want other people to share that with me. That I didn't even realize what kind of music she liked. And you might think, well, isn't this selfish? Why didn't you think about what she likes? Well, because I'm actually showing her, listen, I care about what I want to watch or what I want to listen to. And in the end of that weekend, when she told me this, I said, I'm really sorry. I didn't realize it, but please tell me this in the beginning. If you would have told me in the beginning of the weekend, sorry, I don't like this music, I would have been the first one to say, oh yeah, of course, let's find something that we both like. I wasn't making that decision for her how I used to. Because while I was making that decision for her, the times before, I was completely neglecting myself. Why does it matter like more what she wants to listen to than what I want to listen to. You can say like, okay, I want everybody to feel good in that situation. I want to put them on the same level as me. But it doesn't have to be like that you sacrifice yourself for others. It just doesn't have to. So by me showing her, oh, actually like was looking for what is going to make me feel better, she was, in a position where she told me this. And, the next time stuff like this wouldn't have happened because she told me next time, listen, I care about what kind of music she wants to listen to, and she tells me this, and then we find a compromise and find like a music genre that we both love. Like that is possible. But, I'm not enabling self-neglecting behavior by being self-neglecting myself, right? And so if you have something as little as this that you can take on and say like, okay, let me think about this. How does this like apply to my life? It really helps us to, get better at this whole self-care thing. And what was most important is like why did it happen that it was so automatic for me that I didn't even understand or thought about what she wanted to listen to? Because I have been like so much working on this process of, give more energy. Like I take most energy of my surrounding, of everything to me so I can give more. And so that told me how much higher my energy level was because I wasn't so affected by what she wanted or what she felt like. Like my preference was most important to me. And like, as I can tell you, like, for example, this friend that I'm talking about now, there's like an INFP, okay? And I've had her in my life for the last 13 years. And before I was always doing the Martyr. Since I like started focusing on me, it's been the best thing for her like ever. So like you're even actually helping others more by focusing on you first. This is not a selfish act. Like, and we had situations where people say, well, I don't like how that person thinks about me or who I am to them. And, they're projecting or thinking it like, like they put me in this frame of like out of their like worldview or from their perspective, I'm just, a poor little thing, or I'm like their friend. Like, they have a certain image of you. And you being in that position and saying, well, I'm not going to sacrifice myself and pretend to be the image that you want me to be so you feel good. Like the thing that matters most is that I feel good about myself. And if I don't feel good, the way you portray me or the way you talk about me or make me feel, I'm just going to make it a point to say, this is like boundary setting 101. Listen, no, this is who I am. I'm actually somebody who has a very distinct music taste and who knows what she wants. And if you want to like get to a point where, you're at my house and I want to make it nice for you, let's talk about it. And maybe next time I'm going to think about, let's talk about it. But I'm not going to be somebody who's more aware of other people's preferences than mine. So that has been, as I said, a huge difference in my life. This Martyr complex does not have to be part of your identity. The moment I said, I'm not that kind of person, I'm not sacrificing for others anymore. I am somebody who's going to fight for her well-being first, for her, life force and energy and joy. The moment I made that decision and told myself, I'm not a martyr. Like I just like made a declaration like that. And then my actions, became everything that my mindset, like that I had set my mindset to. And so everything changed. And this like gets you on this track where you like attract more and more abundance to you and to everybody around you as well. So I really hope that helped you. Let me know in the comments what you think about the Martyr complex for INFJs. If you feel like you're in a martyr, what do you do in order to get out of it? Like just share your thoughts because the discussions in the comment sections are really, really great. And I think a lot of us benefit from it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. I wish you a great day and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.